Hello everybody, this is your weekly energy update with the angels, with me Belinda Bras-Nel, for this last week of February 2020. As you've seen, February was still a month of feeling very overwhelmed. We have lots to do, we've got lots to spend our time and energy on, and not necessarily the things we want to do. Isn't it always strange how you never feel inspired to do that creative thing you want to do until you've got lots of other things to do? I've been wanting to paint and just create things this whole month, and I didn't get the time for it as I was busy with everything else, and I can't really say what. But this is what is. Just accept what is, but don't let the ideas go. If you feel the inspiration and you can put time aside, just go and do it. Otherwise, you'll feel more and more frustration at not using your time correctly. So see where you can put up stronger boundaries and use your time correctly as you would love to use it. It is still time to carry on with doing what we need to do, doing the work, as I call it, carry water, chop wood. So we still need to do the basics. We can't get away from that. But it is to restructure and really be aware of who you are at this stage. For this angel reading, I chose again from my Ask the Archangel cards. And the angel that came through for this week's reading is Archangel Azrael. And Azrael brings us the message of transition. This is really a time of transition on Earth, with everything happening. The coronavirus, lots of fears and scares in the world, making us think, do I want to, don't I, what can I plan, what can I not plan? And it's very difficult to be present in your own world. But again, the angels ask you to be aware of the transition inside. All of the outside things are just things that comes to trigger the inner mindset, the patterns, what you need to deal with, what you can't deal with, and to decide all over of what you are capable of and how you show up in the world. And so this week, which is also the leap year week, where February has an extra day this month, is a time where you really need to reset in a way where you take real responsibility for who you are in the world and how you show up. Last week, we said we need to look at what needs to happen and how we show up in the world, how we want to show up in the world. But this week, the focus is more on responsibility, on being aware. I've been a vegetarian for a long time. I do sometimes allow myself some fish, but I cannot eat any meat that comes from a being that can connect with me on soul level. So it is not to judge you if you are still a meat eater, but we cannot stay unaware of what this is causing on Earth, what the meat industry is causing to our ecosystem and to the awareness on the planet as the suffering increases. And it's not just the suffering of the beings that we eat, but the suffering of your own body with what you create and what you allow into yourself. So this is just an example. There are many more examples as to what you need to take responsibility of. And I have lots more people starting yoga. It's so exciting. I love teaching yoga. People becoming aware, but then they still have that side of, but this is who I am, and don't judge me. And it's not about the judgment. It is really just getting to that point where you realize who you are as a soul being, as a channel of love, or that vibration of love, of creation, of the Creator on Earth, and what you are allowing into that vibration. This all sounds very bliss bunny and heebie-jeebie, but it doesn't work that way. It's really practical and, to me, scientific. There are certain laws on Earth, and what you attract is what you give out, and what you give out is what you attract. And we tend to turn a blind eye to what we give out into the world and try and justify it by our situation or our financial situation or our health situation. And we need to get past that. So like I say, it's not about judgment or saying, oh, I have to, but it's just to go inside and to see, but what is really my truth? And not from a point of, I'm doing this because I don't want people to judge me or whatever. It is a point of, what is my truth? What is my heart's truth? What is my deeper truth? So you might also feel yourself feeling a bit nostalgic this week. It's not a bad week to look at old photos, look at the way things were, and you may feel that you long for simpler times. Although if you really think about it, those times weren't that simple at all. But we yearn for something from the past, or you need to look at who you were there, how you feel about that person that you were in that photo, and then look at yourself now and see how you feel about yourself now on a level of judgment and non-judgment. Archangel Azrael wants to give us this message about being responsible, but being aware of your higher self. This is just a time where we are going into that space of gentleness and really about being pure intention. And you all know that if you cannot give compassion outside of you, you can't have compassion for yourself. But the other way around is even stronger. You can't have compassion for any other living being if you do not have that kind of compassion for yourself. So this is where you need to go in again this week. Look at where you judge yourself. Look at where you are not being committed to self-love and enjoying who you are. Look at where you cannot have compassion for yourself or take time for yourself. And you will see that frustration of not being able to give it to the self go out into the world in anger and judgment towards others. And that's why it's so important to practice self-love. Sorry, Fenny's scratching at the door. He can come in, but Fenny, obviously waiting for me to open the door completely. The beauty of this week is really that there's an extra day to this year. I know it's only been decided by people and it doesn't necessarily work like that, but somehow it's like a blessing, an extra day to decide on where you want to be before we enter the month of March. And Archangel Azrael is the angel of changing, helping you to transition into something new, something beautiful, something that you can accept. Have you been able to look in the mirror and really look into your own eyes without judgment? Or look at your body without judgment? Those inner workings, those inner voices, take responsibility for that. Somebody might have said that to you in the past, but it's you. You keep perpetuating that. Start changing that. Start doing healthy, happy things for yourself, even if it's a new eating plan or just something simple that you decide to change in your life for the better, for you instead of for everybody else. And Azrael is there to help you to let go of everything that needs to pass and be done with, and to start over. Be reborn. Allow yourself that transition this week to be really, really reborn into who your soul chose to be on this earth. Do something that inspires you. I joined Greenpeace Africa this week, and it has fulfilled me on a level that I cannot explain. It wasn't something that I thought of doing or thought I should be doing, but it just showed up and it felt so right, and it just adds to who I feel I am at this stage and what I can do through that. and the energy that we spread with healing and looking at our wildlife, taking care of our ecosystem.